pillows or blankets, or you can sit on the ground. And see if you can bring your knees or your feet underneath your knees. So a little closer, a closer position here. And place your hands on top of your thighs for a moment. Just close your eyes. Pull your shoulders back and down, broaden through the collarbones, breathe. By the way, for those of you who were on with me yesterday, my air conditioning was broken. But they came out on a second. Thank you, Mono. I'll give them a plug. Okay, breathe in deeply and fill up the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And empty out, release all tension, physical, mental. Continue to breathe in through the nose, still breathing out through the mouth for a few moments here. And just begin to listen to the sound of the breath, the sound the breath makes. And begin to make that sound a little smoother, longer, sweeter. Stretch it out a little bit. And when and if you're comfortable breathing in and out of the nose, start to breathe Ujjayi breath, breathing in the nose, out the nose, and there's a slight constriction at the back of the throat that you'll hear. Nonetheless, keep that a smooth, long, sweet breath. And then begin to lengthen the inhaling breath. So do the count of maybe 4 to begin. Breathe in. Empty the breath and slightly longer than the inhaling breath. And then notice how your body breathes. Do you breathe through your shoulders? Do you breathe through your belly? Start to keep the shoulders relaxed and expand the belly. Now this time as you breathe in through the nose, pause at the top. Lift up your pelvic floor, draw your belly button to your spine. And then empty the breath, release those 2 bandhas, Mula and Uddiyana Bandha. And then begin to breathe in again. So slow down the inhaling breath. At the top of the inhaling breath, pause. Engage your 2 lower body bandhas, your core. And then empty the breath when you're ready. It's, the signal that your body is ready to breathe in or breathe out. So take a couple of rounds like that on your own, just to slow down the mind, slow down the body, the heart rate. And then the next emptying of the breath, just bring your hands to prayer and breathe the normal breath in and out. And hopefully there's a little more calmness, stillness through the mind. Take your thumbs to your third eye and bow down gratitude to yourself here as we begin our practice physically. And even if you just sit there, still practicing yoga. Bow forward and let your hands come down to the floor. Now walk them out in front of you. If you're on the block, stay on the block. If your legs are on the block, keep the legs on the block, it's fine. Spread your fingers a little bit wider than your shoulders, so maybe even as wide as your mat. Relax the shoulders down and push the hips back. And start to let go of any stiffness through the center of your body, so let your abdomen just kind of relax. Take your left arm, or keep your left arm where it is, and take your right arm to your right thigh, and just open up to the right side. There's a big dark cloud outside my window. I don't remember there being any rain today. Then take the right arm, stretch it up a little bit behind your right shoulder. Use your left arm in front of you to elevate your torso and rotate. One more breath. Exhale, bring it down. Right arm to the outside of the right leg, or in front of you. And then take your left arm to your left thigh and rotate. Now you might hear some snap, crackle, pops. Signals that it's either time for breakfast or our body is just waking up. Take your left arm back behind you a little bit more and open. You're like in a giant T shape with your arms. Just open up the shoulder, chest, the rib cage. Good, now inhale, bring your left arm behind you, sit up. Bring your right arm behind you, hands in either direction, lean back, shake out your legs and switch the cross of the legs. So just do the same thing, but put the opposite leg in front. I didn't tell you which one to have, so it's good. Bring your hands back to your heart center, close your eyes, tuck your chin to your chest. And then once again, bring the hands to the third eye, the space between the two brows. Fold forward, reach your arms out in front of you. And this time we're just going to walk over to the right side so that the right arm comes on the outside of the right hip and the left arm's going to lift up and open. So just stretch the left side of the body. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale, walk down through the center. Walk your hands all the way out in front of you to the left side. Left arm down, right arm up, open up. Press your right hip to the floor. Inhale, release the hands, walk back to the center. Walk your hands forward again, walk your hips back. And then inhale, walk your hands back. If you're on blocks, move them to the sides. Lean back. If you're sitting on a block, just lift your hips up and put it down. And all of us will have the heels line up with the sitting bones, hands behind your back, and we'll all lift into a tabletop reverse. Oh, I know we did these yesterday, guys, sorry. And then bring your hips back down to the floor. Take your hands underneath your thighs, pull your chin to your chest, and give like a C curve of your spine here, so like you got punched in the stomach. Roll slowly down, one vertebrae at a time, and hug the knees into the chest. Bring your knees wider than your hips. And then let go of the arms. Let them rest down by your side, palms open or closed. Take your feet to the ceiling like you're going to go into a happy baby pose. Without holding on to your feet, use that same action, so create your own dynamic tension as you bring the knees wider than the waist and the feet to the ceiling. And then just rock side to side a little bit and just massage out the spine. And we'll take a first really gentle twist over to the left side. Keep the legs wide and just twist. Let the knees fall where they will, but keep the legs wide for 2 more breaths. Good, and come back in. Take your feet wide. Go back to your happy baby without your hands holding and rock on your spine. Just give that little massage to the spine. And then let both legs fall over to the right side. Wide legs. Although I could use a little twist coming up. So wide legs and just let the knees drop open. Inhale, come back onto your back. Exhale, take your hands and draw your legs closer together. Take your hands on top of your foot or shin or ankles and lift your head and shoulders up. And begin to rock and roll yourself to a seated position. Cross your legs, come up onto your hands and knees. And if you didn't rock to get there, that's okay too, however you get there. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, hips and shoulders width apart. Wag your tail from side to side. And just move your hips in a semicircle. So just go semicircle here. Hip to elbow, hip to elbow. Yeah, and then come back and make some smaller circles. Start off small. Walk your hands forward, walk out a little bit wider now. Moving in this big circle. One direction first. And then reverse it. And you can start off small again, just even side to side. Or start off with smaller movements and then come all the way. Big or small circles, 2 more times in that direction. And then let's make our way. Well, let's first bring your knees a little closer. Keep your arms outstretched. Bring your chin, chest, or forehead to the floor as you lift your hips up in the air. Toes can be tucked or untucked. And allow your chest to rest toward the thighs. Breathe in, breathe out. And from here, just push your hips back to your heels. You might have to walk your hands in a little closer. Reach your arms all the way forward and hips all the way back. Now start to breathe across the body in all directions and walk the hands as wide as the mat. One more breath here. Just spread the breath across the back side of the body. Take your left arm to your right arm. Push your left hip to your left heel. Look under your left arm. Relax the shoulders down and breathe. Inhale, walk over to the other side. Right hand on top of the left. Right hip to the right heel. Look under the right arm. Relax the shoulders. Breathe in, breathe out. Start to listen to the hollowness of that sound of the breath. Inhale, come back to center. Always keeping the breath with you. So the breath is the one constant. Keep it sweet, smooth, soft. Inhale, come back onto your hands and knees. Walk the hands a little bit forward, tuck the toes underneath you, and lift your hips up into the air with a soft bend into the knees. Forward fold in a downward dog. Biceps by the ears, roll the elbow creases slightly forward. Press firmly into all sides of the fingers as well. Bend one knee, then the other, and just shift your hips from side to side. And then come to some stillness in the downward facing dog. Again, shifting the weight from your hands towards your heels. Breathe in and empty out. Slowly walk your hands back to your feet. Keep your feet as wide as you'd like. Bend your knees as much as you'd like to touch your hands to the floor. And then today, take the hands, interlace your fingers and bring it behind your head and bring your elbows by your ears. So tuck your chin to your chest, round your back. Press down through the legs, through the feet, firmly. And then take that into a rounded position as you come up to stand. When you come up to stand, your hands are still by the sides of your head. Lift your chest, open your arms out. Don't overextend the back, just lift the collarbones up and broad. And don't stick your booty out. Right? So lift up out of your waistline. And then lean to your right side, pull your left shoulder back a little bit. Inhale back to center, lean to your left side, pull your right shoulder back. Inhale back to the center, lift your heart. Exhale, release your arms and stretch them up overhead. Open the arms to a T, soften the knees, forward fold, grab opposite elbows, sway one side, then the other. Keep the sway going, switch the cross of the arms, just one arm in front, the other on the other side. Breathe in. I guess I need 7 o'clock. And come back to center. Shifting the weight towards the balls of the feet, release your hands down, look forward, inhale. Keep the weight in your legs, bend your knees. Walk your hands forward. Keep walking forward, but keep pulling the weight back towards your heels. And when you get to the length of your downward dog, lift up onto your toes, and then lower the heels back down towards the floor. One more time. Breathe in, breathe out. Shift into a high plank position, top of a push-up. Belly lifted, crown of the head in line with the tailbone. Shift a little forward, bend your knees. Lay down on the floor, elbows hug the rib cage. Top of the foot, shin down. Inhale, lift your chest. Come into a low cobra, low version of this pose. So the hands are by the ribs, the elbows squeeze in, the toes point back, and the crown of the head pushes forward. Now, push down through your pubic bone, press your knees up, or keep your feet on the floor, but lift your knees up. Exhale, come all the way down. Bring your arms behind you, palms face your thighs. Press down through the lower body, lift the upper body, and reach your hands to your feet. Pull your shoulders back and broaden your collarbones. Again, lift the knees but not the feet. And then empty the breath, come back down, walk your hands about waistline, elbows squeezed in, top of the foot, shin down. Inhale, lift up. Now push the floor away and lift your thighs up. Squeeze your inner heels towards each other. Breathe in, breathe out. Upward dog or any of the other versions. Walk over your toes, lift your hips back in the air. Downward dog. Breathe in and empty out. Come high up onto your tippy toes and bend your knees. Slowly walk your feet up to your hands. Separate your feet to fists. Forward fold. Again, bend the knees as much as you need to put your hands on the floor or the shins or the blocks or your thighs. Shift your weight a little bit forward now towards the balls of the feet without lifting the heels. Tuck the chin all the way in. Press firmly down through your feet and ragdoll, stand all the way up. Any variations that you need to make. Bring the arms overhead. Heel toe your feet closer together, hands to your heart. Release your arms by your side. You should be at the top of your mat. Inhale, stretch the arms overhead. Exhale, soften the knees, forward fold, hands on floor, shins or the blocks. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step your right foot back, step your left foot back. You're in a plank position, shoulders over wrists. Inhale. Lower your knees to the floor, chin and chest to the floor, and lay down, low cobra. Inhale. Exhale, push your seat to your heels, tuck your toes, lift your knees, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift to a plank position. Exhale, bend your arms. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take a breath in. Empty the breath. Inhale, look forward, step to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press down, rise up, arms up. Exhale, prayer to the heart. Release the arms. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Now, we're stepping back with our feet, so step back with the opposite leg if you remember. Inhale. Again, it's always habitual. Exhale, step, step, plank. Lower the knees, chest and chin to the floor. Inhale, lift your chest, low cobra. Exhale, seat to heels, toes top. Knees lift up, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift to a plank. Exhale, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, rise on your toes, look forward, walk, step, or jump to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, prayer to the heart, release your arms by your side. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step the other foot. Knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, seat to heels, toes top. Downward facing dog. Inhale, shift to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale here, and exhale. Inhale on your toes. Soften your knees, look forward, take yourself to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, stand. Exhale, prayer to the heart. Hands at your heart center. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees and sit your weight to your heels. Inhale, stretch your arms forward and or up. Sit weight back into the heels. Inhale. Exhale, fold, straighten the legs, head down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step, step. Bend the knees or keep the legs straight. Come into chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot steps between the hands. Left foot turns on its side. Hug your right hip in. Press down to rise up, warrior one. Back toes are turned to 10 o'clock on a clock in front of you. Exhale, hands to floor, step back, chaturanga, or you can skip it and be in downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward, right foot turns. Arms up, inhale, warrior one. Just take a moment here. Back toes are turned towards the 2 o'clock now. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, chaturanga, or skip it, or add to it, and meet in downward facing dog. Stay at the back of the mat, bring your feet closer together. Inhale, float your right leg in the air. Exhale, bend and straighten the right leg. Pull the right underarm towards the floor. Come high up on your left toes and just open up your hip here. Inhale, turn your chest to the center, your hips to the center. Shift forward and step your right foot through. Have your blocks nearby, but right now, turn the back foot. We're in warrior one. Bring the arms up overhead. So let's just stay here for a moment. Actually, bring your hands to your shoulders. Simon says. Pull your right shoulder back and left shoulder forward without changing the hips. Keep the knee bent. Back foot is firm. Good. Then stretch your arms overhead. The hands can touch. They don't have to. If they touch, but you're, all shrugged up, then open your arms further in front of you and lift a little bit more through the middle upper back. Warrior one. Breathe in. Breathe out. Back foot is firm. So there's no surfboard, right? The back knee doesn't bend in. Press the pinky edge of the back foot towards the floor. One more breath. Now bring your hands to your heart. Exhale. Walk your right foot a little bit more to the center of your mat and turn your torso to the left side. So the right knee is pointing forward. The back toes didn't change much. We're still, the front leg is bent. The back leg hasn't changed. The legs haven't changed. Just the torso moved. Open the arms, shoulder height. Reach your right arm forward, left arm back. Pull back more with your left arm so your shoulders stack over your hips. Press firmly through your big toe. Take your, if you want to do it with your hand, take your right hand on the inner thigh and roll that hip open. And take the left hand on the left inner thigh and roll that hip open. And then sink down and find that energy as you raise your arms up to your warrior two. Inhale and exhale. So think about the weight going down, not forward to your knees. One more breath. Good. Release the left arm down, right arm up. Lift out of your waistline. If you want a little break, straighten the front leg for the breath, and then rebend it. Good. One more breath. Inhale, keep the legs the same. Exhale, arms up, shoulder height. Inhale, reach forward. Right arm on your thigh. Left arm up over your head, palm down. Thumb up. No weight in your right arm. Lift it up and make sure your torso doesn't fall. Yeah? Check it out. Open up the torso. Inhale, rise up. Through warrior two, reverse the warrior. Exhale, hands to the floor. Turn your back foot forward. Step back, chaturanga or not. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, float your left leg up. Open your left hip, bend and straighten. Left arm points down. Stay with the breath. Stay with the stillness. Keep your leg bent as you turn your hips forward. Knee to chest round and curl heel to buttocks. Look between your hands and step your left foot through. Turn your back foot to 2 o'clock. Rise up, warrior one, bring the arms up. And then Simon says, put your hands on your shoulders. Turn your right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. The legs aren't going to change, except for one thing is going to happen. Bring the arms up overhead, wherever they go. and then sink down rather than sinking into your knee. Think about going down. So your feet need to be wide enough for that to happen. Breathe in, breathe out. Find length through the torso, find length through the lower body. Right pinky toe is firmly grounded onto the floor. One more breath. Now here's the one thing that's going to change. The left is going to move a little bit more to the middle of the mat, and we'll open our torso. You could bring your hands to prayer like we did. Turn just your torso to the right side. The legs pretty much stay the same. Open the arms out to a T. Shoulders are on top of hips. Pull the right arm back so the shoulders are on top of the hips. Take your hands if you'd like and just spin your outer thighs open. Go from the inner thigh outward. And then find the firmness through the foot. Breathe. Warrior two. Inhale. Sink a little lower. Exhale. Keep the legs as they are. Inhale. Right arm down. Left arm up. Lift out of your waistline. Bump your right hip to your left knee. So get a nice side stretch here. If you'd like to straighten the leg for the breath, do that. And then return to a bent knee. Inhale, return to warrior two. Exhale, reach forward with your torso. Left arm on your thigh, right arm comes up and over your head. So the palm is down, rotate your shoulder or your torso, and then just spin the thumb up a little bit so the arm opens a little. And again, if you lift your left hand off your thigh and you collapse, you're just putting too much weight in there. Or that's nice, E.T., you can just hover it. Breathe in. Breathe out. I know the legs are having a little conversation. Good, look down. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Right arm down, left arm up. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Spin it around and step back through chaturanga or not. Upward dog. Downward dog. Breathe in, breathe out. So start to build a little heat here. Bring your right leg up in the air. Bend and straighten the leg. Inhale. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest. Step through. Turn the back foot to 10 o'clock. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Adjust your footing as much as you need. Warrior two, exhale. Inhale, reverse, straighten the leg. Exhale, rebend it. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, right arm down, left arm over. Inhale, reverse that. Exhale, take your hands to the floor. Step back. You can chaturanga it or not. How did that become a verb? Okay. And downward dog. Left leg in the air, open up the hip. Exhale, step the left leg through. Right foot on its side. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg up, open kick. Exhale, step through, warrior one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, chaturanga. Hence the building. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up, open kick. Exhale, step through, right foot turns. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathe. Settle in, couple breaths, go to your knees if you need more. Inhale and exhale. between your hands and step your right foot through. Take a block, one behind the right foot, one that'll go behind the left foot. Turn your left foot on its side, walk your right foot to the middle of the mat. Inhale, open up, warrior two. Exhale. Bend your right knee, tuck your tailbone beneath you. Hide your left hand behind your right. Settle into warrior two. Find your two directions from your fingers. The knees, the hips drop low. Inhale, straighten arms and legs. Turn both toes to the left side. Exhale, turn your left toes to the left. Right toes in, warrior two. Look to your left hand or look to your right hand. Both feet are firmly planted. The right knee is not bent. It's straight but not locked. Pinky toe to the edge of the mat, or edge of the pinky toe to the mat, I should say. Breathe. Good. Inhale, rise up, straighten the legs, turn both legs the long way. Exhale, turn the right toes, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your legs. Now here, you may choose to move your back foot in once or twice, but the toes are still pointing right now to the front edge of the mat, the left side. Arms out in front of you. Inhale, bump your hips left, reach your torso forward. I like blocks, that's why I had you put a block at the back if you had it. On its highest height, outside the right shin, left arm up, triangle pose. Breathe. Spin your torso. Hug your inner thighs. Again, wherever the right hand is, there's no weight in it. It's just a placement. Maybe for balance. Look down. Inhale, rise up. If you only have one block, take it in your hands with you. Turn your right toes to the right. Turn your left toes to the left. Bump your hips right. Reach out to the left side. And again, if you're using a block, outside the calf, right arm up, and stack everything. Draw your tailbone beneath you. Reach out of your waistline. Breathe in. And empty out. One more big breath. Find your space. Look down. Inhale, rise up. Hands to your hips. Turn your left toes to face parallel to the right toes. Good. Turn your right toes in, out, front. Left toes, front left corner of the mat. Warrior two. Inhale, straighten. Adjust your footing if needed. Exhale, triangle. Left arm up, right arm down. Left hand to your left hip, bend your right knee. Step forward with your weight into your right leg. Hand can be on the block, on the floor, in front or to the side. Open your torso, hip to the left side. Stack your shoulders, and when and if you find balance, left arm comes up, perhaps the eye gaze follows to the left hand. Half moon. Nice, Laura. Breathe. Make sure you're not dumping weight into your right hand. Once again, this is a weight in the legs. One more breath. Find some stillness. Look down, left hand to your hip, bend your right knee. See if you can step yourself back into the triangle pose, or on a block like I mistakenly did. Triangle pose here. Inhale, rise up, arms up, shoulder height. Right foot turns in, left foot turns out. Warrior two, bend your knee. Inhale, I don't know if I reversed it. Straighten the front leg. Shorten your stance if needed. Bump your hips right, hand on the block, or the floor, or the shin, or the thigh, or the big toe. I feel like Olivia Rodrigo there. Breathe in, breathe out. Maybe it wasn't Olivia Rodrigo. One more breath here. Right hand to the hip, bend your left knee. Step your weight into your left leg and float your right leg off the floor. The left hand can be on the block on the floor. Doesn't matter. It could be in the air, it could be prayer. Once you find and you've established the balance, then take the right arm up. Then perhaps the eye gaze goes up. But don't rush it, and it may not happen. Very nice. Even though your angles are kind of funky, but that's good. Energize the leg that's in the air. Put firmness into the leg that's on the floor. One more breath. Now this, takes a little bit of moment, of time. Don't rush it. Put your right hand back on your hip, bend your left knee. Step back with your right foot to the floor, and then straighten your left leg again into the triangle pose. Good. Inhale, rise up, arms up. Turn both feet to face the long side of your mat. Take your arms behind your back. Let's take either fingers, wrists, forearms, elbows, a towel, a strap, or bring your hands to reverse prayer, fingers towards your head, up the middle of your spine. Lift your chest up, inhale. Use your hands like there's a beach ball behind your back, stability ball. And then lift up and forward, bend the knees to come forward. When you get down to the floor, you decide if it's okay for you to have your legs straight or not. So the weight shifts towards the balls of the feet without lifting the heels of the feet. Head comes down to the floor. Release your hands under your shoulders. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold and take a hold of the outer edges of your feet. Pull your chest to your thighs. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale, look forward, release your hands. Now, if you have a block, and you only have one block, you're going to bring it into your right hand towards you. Just take it over to your left foot. Okay? I'll just do it since I have the blocks, but it's fine. Show you. Now, lengthen your spine. We're going to start at the back of the mat. So turn yourself to the left leg. Bring your right foot a little bit closer. Pull your left hip back and your right hip forward. Left big toe presses into the floor. Place your block. Let's do it all together today on the inside of your left foot and a little bit forward. So not like at your heel. Bring your right hand onto the block. Put your left hand on your sacrum. You'll have to decide here if you need to widen your legs or shorten them in both directions. Then lengthen your spine. You can have the block on any height so you can have more length in your spine. Turn your torso to the left side, hug your hips to the midline. Stack the shoulders. And stretch your left arm in the air, palm faces away from you. Pull your left hip back and your right hip forward. So there's just like subtle movements happening here. Hard to tell, Lauren, but you might need to move your right leg to the right more. It's hard from the angle that you're at, yeah. Good. Now, Michelle, pull your right hip upward a little bit and left hip backward a little bit. Yes, perfect. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Twisted triangle pose. Look down, hands down. Bend your left knee and just fold over your left leg. Just hang out. Again, if you only have one block, you're going to pick it up in your hands. Lift up to standing. Come all the way up. Bring the block into your left hand. Turn once to the long side of the mat and once to the front side of the mat. And then adjust your footing because most likely it has to. And if you start out with a level hip, you may or may not stay there. Inhale. Oh, Michelle, you changed your name on your Zoom. I see. It's work name. Pull your right hip back and left hip forward. Take your block on the inside of your right foot in line with your toe on any height. The higher it is, the more space you're going to find. Right hand on your hip. Pull the right hip back and left hip forward. Length from the top of your head to your tailbone. And turn your torso to the right side. Right arm perhaps comes up, eye gaze perhaps goes up. Now pull, without even looking, pull your right hip back and left hip forward a little bit. Let me see. Good, and again, Lauren, widen your legs, so move your left leg a little bit to the left. I'm sorry, your right leg, yeah, there you go. And Karen, you're a little wide. Good. And Michelle, just look down at your front foot. Turn it forward a little bit more. That's all I can see for everybody. I know, picky, picky, picky. One more breath and find the biggest expression of that stretch. Exhale, fold over your leg. Bend your knee. And now you can just move the block to the side. Put your head down towards your knee. And fold. Inhale, look forward. Step your left foot to your right foot, top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Press down firmly through your feet. And lift like a ragdoll, roll to standing. So you may be close to the top of your mat, you may be at the top of your mat. If not, take a few steps forward, roll the shoulders back and around. Inhale, stretch the arms all the way overhead. Exhale, soften the knees forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step, step, chaturanga or skip. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lean onto your right hand, shift yourself to the left side, drop your right knee if you'd like. Left arm up for your side plank. Pull your right hip to your left hip and pull your left hip a little forward, so don't lean back with it. So don't open the hip to the sky. Just have it square as fast as you can. Right arm up and over your head. Left arm over your head. Lower your left hand, square your hips. Breathe and take it to the other side. Left hand under the shoulder, right arm up. So the right hip is, you're gonna kind of want, it like wants to lean back a little bit. So lift it up and hinge it just a slightly bit forward. Right arm can be up and over. Feet can be stacked, staggered, knee can be on the floor. One more breath. Lift a little higher. Exhale, lower your hands. Don't bend your arms. Shift forward, drop your hips. Now bend your knees to the floor and sit on your heels. Stretch your arms all the way forward and your hips all the way back. Inhale, tuck your chin to your chest, roll onto your hands and knees. And exhale, just lengthen the spine. Walk your knees a little forward, cross your ankles, and sit behind like we started. And then just go ahead and stretch the legs out in front of you. Good. Bend your right knee into your chest. Line up your heel with your sitting bone. Take your fist in between your inner thigh and foot, and just have space there. Hold on to your shins or your opposite elbows in front of your shins. Left leg is long, head is up, chest is up. Good. Push your right hip down into the floor as well as your left hip. Take a breath. Good. Now just go ahead and grab your right ankle. Place the right knee over the left knee as best you can. Relax your left foot. Walk your hands forward, take a breath. Grab some water, and then just fold over your leg, just like that. So as much or as little as you'd like. You might be restricted by your left hamstring, your right hip, your lower back, neck and shoulders relax. Yeah, if you want, you could put a block right on top of your thigh and let your head rest on it. So again, there's always that tendency to lean into right here, the left side. So keep pressing your right hip down so your hips are level. Take 2 more breaths. And then lower yourself to sitting. Good. Shift a little bit to the left and bring your left leg and bend it. So now the knees perhaps are on top of each other, or you will perhaps sit on a block to level out the hips. Okay? So the right knee's on top of the left knee. Take your thumbs, I love this, into the instep of your foot and gentle massage. And hold there, take a breath, and shift your torso forward, bring your chin in front of your knee. Keep your hips grounded wherever they are, on the floor, on the block. Especially that right hip. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come off of the block if you're on it, come off the floor. Lean back, shake out your legs. Straighten your legs out in front of you. Dandasana step pose. Bend your left knee, bring the heel to the inside of your, right in line with your sitting bones. Take your left fist, or any fist, and make sure that it's in between your 2 feet. Hold on to your shin with your hands or your elbows crossed. And again, Right leg, that left hip wants to lift, so keep it down, grounded. Sit up tall. And then bring your left leg over your right leg, left knee over the right knee. Relax the right foot. Have a block if you'd like to support your head. Walk your hands forward. And just pause where you feel it. Relax your shoulders. Right. So the block will help us to, just let the head rest without tension. Think about both hips pressing down, not just one or the other. So it might get a little bit more intense into the right hamstring. One more breath. Inhale, roll up. Lean back a little bit. Take your right leg and cross it underneath your left leg, or the knees. The knees are stacked somewhere. If they're high in the air, you can put a block underneath your hips. Take your thumbs to your instep, breathe in. And then just hinge forward and reach your chin in front of your knees. And relax the shoulders when you do that. Breathe in and out. Settle in. Slow down. Inhale, lift up. Lean back, release the legs, shake it out. Stretch your legs back out into the staff pose. Arms down by your side, lift your chest up. Both legs are straight. Inhale. Walk your hands forward. Walk them forward till they come off the floor. Reach your arms out shoulder height, like you're sleepwalking. Breathe in. I'll turn to the side. Breathe out. Pull your belly to your spine, round your back, and slowly roll your head down to the floor. All the way, one vertebrae at a time. Good, nice. When you get there, hug your knees into your chest. Open your arms to a T, shift your hips to the right, let your knees fall over to the left side. If you have the space, stretch your legs out straight. If not, that's fine. Think about either way, pulling your right hip to the right side and your legs or your knees to the left side. So get just a nice long line here. And then go ahead and stretch your right arm over your head. A nice long wide stretch here. Good, take your arms back to a T, bend the knees if they're not. Come back to the center, hug your knees to your chest. Head and shoulders lift, inhale. Exhale, lower down, move your hips to the left. Let your knees fall to the right side, twist. If you have the space and desire really, straighten the legs out. Maybe it's just one leg, maybe it's both. Think about pulling the left hip to the left side and the right legs to the right side, or the knees to the right side. Take your left arm overhead, get a little bit more length. Good, release your arms back, bend your knees if they're not, lay on your back. And now take a happy baby with assistance from your own hands. So take your hands around the outer foot, pull the knees down, leave the tailbone down on the floor. And again, you can rock side to side or make circles on your spine. Whatever you're doing, do evenly. If you're circling in one direction, circle in the opposite direction. Breathe. And then bring your hands to your outside of your legs, lift your legs in the air. Tailbone is down again. Hands on the floor. Flex and point through your ankles. And start to lower your legs to the floor. As you lower your legs, think about lengthening them out of the hip. Take your time. Keep flexing and pointing if you'd like. Pull the belly and ribs down. When the legs touch the floor, rise up on your forearms. Top of the head lightly touches the floor. Heart, throat, chest open. Any variations? Breathe in and breathe out. To come out of this, just safely lift your head, tuck your chin, lower down, and hug your knees to your chest. Give yourself a big tight hug. Allow yourself this moment of complete surrender as you stretch the legs out in front of you, arms by your side. If there's anything that you haven't done that you feel you absolutely cannot exist without today, then go ahead and take that. Or begin to settle your way into some sweet, still surrender. Letting go now of the breath that we practiced with, and returning to just the normal pattern of your breath. Scan your head or your body from head to toe. Connect with any spaces that feel still tight and where you're holding on to something that you don't need to hold on to. Give your body permission, give your mind permission to let go. Start to melt your body